Hey folks, Captain Mike here from Hogy Lure Company. Now we recently produced a Salty Cape TV episode, full featured TV episode you can check out here, where we were targeting striped bass on the shoals of Monomoy. Now on that shoot, we covered pretty much everything from how to approach the fish in your boat, common etiquette out there, whole number of things. But for today, on our Hogy how-to, we're going to spotlight on specifically on how to fish the lure we use, the Hogy surface eraser, for striped bass. Well, this was a great day. The stripers, yes, they were a little finicky, but we cracked the code. Well, let's just take a closer look at how we did it. So the approach today is casting a rip, and by doing so, we're gonna stem the tide and fish the swing. Now that's the approach. So by stemming the tide, you can see there's current moving the water this way, going over a shoal and creating that turbulence. That turbulence in turn is gonna disorient the squid that are getting swept down the tide, and as they get tossed in that commotion, they're vulnerable to the stripers. They're laying an ambush in the rip. So by fishing the swing, what we're gonna do is position the boat, engine assisted, the engine's just in gear. You can do this with a spot lock trolling motor. I've been using the engines for 30 years and that works fine for me. So I'm just in gear with enough forward motion to keep me in position in front of this rip. Now, fishing the swing is what you're gonna wanna do. To accomplish that, you want to cast uptide into the smooth water. You want to gauge your reel, get control of your line quickly, and then just work the bait as it sweeps down into the rip. So here are the outfits we were using. I'm just going to walk you through these from stem to stern, so to speak. And so we'll start with the rod. We're using the Hogy System Inshore medium power rods. In my opinion, this is about as light tackle as I go. They are very light tackle, very parabolic action rods. As you can see from the fishing video today, the rods just have a really nice bend to them. They're a moderate fast action, so you do have a little tip flex, which helps with casting control on lighter lures and quick power on a initial hook set. But overall, their secondary action is very moderate and parabolic, so they're a delight to fish with. Now today was really rocking and rolling. Having a softer rod like these Inshore rods are, the boat's rocking and rolling. It's very forgiving if you have an inexperienced angler on the boat, or even an experienced angler like myself with it being rough. But if you move whatever, the rod's gonna bend or debend to accommodate the boat rocking, but it's gonna be less inclined to present slack into the line while fighting the fish. Now these rods, in my opinion, balance perfectly on a 4000 class reel. These happen to be Daiwa Saltus. I have these reels loaded with 20-pound test braid and 20-pound test fluorocarbon leaders today. Now the lures we're using are the Hogy surface erasers. So here are the two very surface erasers we used all morning. We didn't lose a single lure. Now we knew the stripers were keyed in on squid, so I call these my squidish colors. Now to me, amber, the translucent amber, is the most squid-like of any color. That's sort of the color they are when they're naturally swimming in the water. But they do have hues of pink in them. So I also like to carry pink lures when squid are around, particularly when the tide subsides and it slacks and it's, the fish are sort of spread out or a little lazier. I like to have an attractor color in the mix. And so pink makes a great attractor color when there's squid in the area, because it is on the squid spectrum. Now these are small and relatively light to their mass. So when you can twitch them, you can dead stick them, dead drift them, make them come alive, fish them fast, fish them slow, all the same ways you would fish an unweighted soft bait, which makes these lures perhaps the most practical lure that I have in my tackle box to put on first. When we're rip fishing like today on striped bass, Keaton, on small squid, all you need to do is twitch these and make them come alive in the rip, and you'll have bent rods all day.